Welcome back, explorers, and thanks for tuning in. Now, you might be familiar with the biblical story of Noah's Ark and the Great Flood. You know, the one where God told Noah to build a giant ship and then sent him 2 of every kind of animal to ride out a worldwide flood for a year so they could repopulate the earth? Well, scientists have been searching for the Ark for centuries, but I actually found it, and it's right here in North America in the town of Williamstown, Kentucky. Okay, no, it's not the real Noah's Ark, but its impressive size and the story behind this replica in northern Kentucky is definitely worth checking out. As always, I can't wait to tell you all about it. So first, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring that bell so you can be the first to watch all of our latest videos. So this massive Noah's Ark replica is actually part of an 800-acre Christian religious theme park called Ark Encounter that opened to the public in 2016. It was built by a partnership of 2 organizations, the Young Earth creationism group Answers in Genesis and the for-profit corporation Ark Encounter LLC. According to these organizations, the purpose of the park would be to lend credence to the biblical account of a catastrophic flood and to dispel doubts that Noah could have fit 2 of every kind of animal onto a 500-foot-long ark. The park officially opened on July 7th, 2016, a date intentionally chosen to correspond with Genesis 7:7, which states, "And Noah and his sons and wife, and his sons' wives, entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood." When I visited the park, I was struck by the sheer size and magnitude of the operation. Visitors arrive at a massive parking lot, which, if I had to guess, could accommodate somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,000 vehicles. After passing through admissions, guests then hop aboard one of dozens of large buses that ferry visitors to and from the parking lot every few minutes. Once inside the park, the Ark is quite an impressive sight. Its dimensions of 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, and 51 feet high were chosen by converting the biblical cubit measurements found in the book of Genesis to modern measurements. Now, for those of you wondering, no, this Ark replica is not seaworthy. In a 2016 interview between Answers in Genesis founder Ken Ham and Bill Nye the Science Guy, Ham stated, "We didn't build it to float because there's never going to be another global flood. It was designed as a ship, but built as a building." The inside of the Ark is equally impressive, with 3 massive decks filled with animal enclosures and storage areas, simulating what the layout of the real Noah's Ark from the Bible might have looked like. There is also exhibit upon exhibit depicting biblical accounts of the pre- and post-flood world, as well as the living quarters for Noah and his family. RoadsideAmerica.com rated a handful of the displays depicting the biblical account of the pre-flood world as the most memorable exhibits. Now, if you plan on visiting Ark Encounter for yourself, you should know that there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of visual information to process. The Ark itself is 2 football fields long with 3 decks, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little brain dead by the time I reached the exit. It is information overload. On their website, Ark Encounter recommends that you allow for a full day, at least 5 to 6 hours, at the park. A few other things you should know before visiting the park. The organization that operates Ark Encounter, Answers in Genesis, is a fundamentalist Christian apologetics organization. What does that mean? Well, they advocate young earth creationism through a very literal interpretation of the book of Genesis, and they reject any scientific findings that contradict these views. You will find dinosaur exhibits at Ark Encounter, but Answers in Genesis is adamant in their belief that these creatures were created only a few thousand years ago, and only juvenile dinosaurs were taken aboard the real Ark to save space. So no, this is not your typical theme park. My best description for the place would be an Old Testament Disneyland, without the rides and character performers. During your visit, be sure to walk around the petting zoo just outside the Ark and enjoy a buffet-style meal at Mzara's Kitchen, a 1,500 guest capacity restaurant, making it one of the largest in the world. Before you go, if you've been to Ark Encounter, please share a little bit about your visit in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your experience, good or bad. Or if you are planning a visit and have questions, ask away and I'd be happy to answer based on my experience at the park. Anyway, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, remember to get out and explore.